Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the third in our series of budgie boxes on Decca, most of which are just dreadful. But as one of you pointed out, some of them are not that bad. The Rachmaninoff one, for example, is quite good. It's got the Zoltan Kocis Rachmaninoff stuff. It's killed by the Dutoit Rachmaninoff Second Symphony, which is a snooze, but the rest of it's quite good. And this Mendelssohn box is really, really good. Is it the ultimate essential Mendelssohn masterpieces? Well, as much as you could do it in 5 discs, it's pretty close. It doesn't have Elijah, which probably most of us would be happy at, although Elijah is a very great work. But, you know, if you're going to give people something that has no texts, no notes, no nothing, and it's a sacred oratorio with a big, long libretto, probably smart to leave it out. But what's in here is really mostly it's first-rate stuff. First, you get the Scottish and Italian symphonies with Herbert Blomstedt and the San Francisco Symphony. First rate all the way. Blomstedt was a magnificent Mendelssohn conductor. They're splendid performances. So yes, for disc number 1. Disc number 2, the Violin Concerto and the Octet. This is with Pinchas Zuckerman, violin and conductor with the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra. Now, there are a zillion Mendelssohn violin concertos that people like, and people probably like more than Zuckerman's, but there is nothing wrong with this performance. It's a perfectly straightforward, elegant, shapely performance of the Violin Concerto, and the Octet is just splendid. It's perfectly great. So there you go, another good disc. Very, very good disc. Then you get Piano Concertos 1 and 2 with Andras Schiff and the Bavarian State Radio Orchestra, the Bavarian Radio Symphony Orchestra, the Orchester der Bayerischen Rundfunks with Charles Dutoit conducting. Just perfectly fine. It's a short disc. It's only 41 minutes. They're short works, but they're lovely performances of 2 absolutely winning concerti. Now, of course, the second piano concerto doesn't get as much attention as the first, and it's not really, an essential, ultimate Mendelssohn classic, whatever, but they give you the whole disc, so what the hell? I mean, I'm not complaining. It's very, very good. Disc 4 is A Midsummer Night's Dream with the Philharmonia and Neville Marriner. And again, it's not the greatest Midsummer Night's Dream ever, but it's a very good one. I mean, they could have given us like Peter Mogg somewhere in here, but they weren't going to do that, were they? No. They have to give us the cheapy stuff or the things that nobody bought the first time it came out, something like that. But they're really, it's quite good. You get most of it. You've got Arlene Auger and Anne Murray singing, and it's the Philharmonia. It's not the Academy of St. Martin in the Fields. So what the hell? It's really, really good. So that's a nice disc. And finally, a selection of songs without words, also with Andras Schiff, 56 minutes of them. And the songs without words are unquestionably essential Mendelssohn. I mean, they are the keyboard works that not only, represent his keyboard writing at its best, but they birthed an entire 19th century tradition of keyboard character pieces. So they're extremely important in the history of piano writing, and they're lovely, and you get like all the popular ones. Like you must have like a Barcarolle or 2, and the Spring Song. If I can get this out, maybe I can tell you what's in here. The Spinning Song. Let's see, what's this? The Venetian Gondola Song. Children's piece. I don't see the Spring Song here. Oh well, it goes ya da 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 ba 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 da da. Okay, so now you know what it was. It's not in there. Well, they could have chosen that, but what the heck. As long as you have a decent selection of songs without words, you're in business. On the whole, there are no duds in this box. None. None at all. And the selection of stuff is smart and well-made, and I can't argue with it. I mean, this is a deal. If you can get it for the price of 1 disc, which, at this point, it's like around $18 normally on Amazon, this is a box worth having. It's worth having because it's well put together as a collection, and it's worth having on its own musical merits, which are considerable, just as they stand. And that's really fairly novel for this series, which has so far not been all that impressive or all that smart or all that desirable. But here they got it right. So I can't complain. Keep on listening, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.